I decided that we better drop the carb and check that out. So let's see if this is full of junk like the gas tank was or what. Let's see, I see some liquid in there. Oh, baby, that is hot. Oh my God, that's awesome. I've seen a lot of junk in carburetors, but this looks like, look at this junk. It's like pumpkin pie filling. And this thing is horrible. So I just about got it apart. I'm gonna put it in my dunk tank while we eat dinner. And then maybe if I'm lucky, after dinner, it will be, oh, the gaskets are gone, everything. So let me put it in the dunk tank. And I was really hoping we could drive this tractor off the trailer tonight, but we'll see. All right, there goes nothing. Oof. Now the float is all bent as if it froze or something. I'm gonna let it sit in here and try to, looks like I'm making a bagel. Huh, time to flip it. Or a donut or something. We'll let it sit in here and we'll see if it takes on water. But it is bent up on the top here as if it froze and had water in it or something. So, I don't know. See what happens, guys. All right, guys, it's after dinner and it's been soaking for maybe an hour and a half. I just pulled the float out and it never sunk, so there's no holes in it. I like to use these really long needle nose to try to get the stuff out. And of course I'm having issues with that. Let's see, oh, here's our carburetor. Oh, look at that, looks like brand new now, that's awesome. All right, let me take that thing out. Put it over here. Let's see if we can find our bowl. Here's our bowl. Wait, where the heck is the bowl? The bowl must have missed the, maybe the bowl disintegrated. No, the bowl must have missed the basket somehow. Oh, that stinks. Feels like there's something else in here. Oh, there it is. There's the bowl. I couldn't remember if there was an old carb in here from like last year or something. The bowl's still full of sludge, so it didn't clean it perfectly, but it's a lot better than it was. So I'm actually going to hose this off with a hose, and the bowl I'm going to scrape out with a towel. Be right back. Guys, well, it came out remarkably well. Look at the carb. I mean, it cleaned up really nice. I'm going to blast some compressed air through it and just clean it up a little bit more. The bowl is pretty much good. Just need to clean that out. It wiped out pretty good with a cloth, but the float cleaned up good. And it does have a bend in over here, but we're going to run what she brung here and see what happens, you know? So we'll go from there. I'm going to have a Sten's float bowl gasket in stock, brand new. So let's see if we can put that in there. Okay. And then I'm just going to clean up this old splash gasket here. Somewhere I have new ones, but I'm not really sure where they are right now. So we're just going to spray this off with a little carb cleaner and towel it off and reuse it. Guys, well, we got it all back together here. Just got to drop our bowl on. I'm going to clean up the threads on the bowl nut here a little bit. I'm going to put our needles in, and I'll look at the spec for what the needles are supposed to be for an 8-horse, because I can't remember off the top of my head. So it's all mounted up. Supposed to be 1 1/4 on the low and 2 on the high. I made a new fuel line to come down to the fuel pump also, so that's going to be helpful. So I guess theoretically we're ready to try it. The tank has had gas in it for like 2 hours and it hasn't dripped a drop onto the trailer, so that's good. I was trying to put a fuel filter on this stupid thing, but I don't have any of those little red ones because I just envision it getting totally clogged with crap coming down the line. So I have this ghetto rig on here this bungee cord was on the tractor. I'm just using it to hold up that line. But I'm not really confident that fuel is going to flow over to the carburetor with all that loop of fuel line on there. So I may have to tweak that somehow, but we'll give it a shot anyways. And I can't blow in the tank because the tank is right under the hood, so it leaves me in a bad spot. Okay, so hook up this ghetto rope. Give it a shot of carb cleaner in there. Put the chokey on. See what happens. Oh, now it's flooded. Let's see.
That was so close to running.
I don't think there's any gas coming through the fuel line. This thing pulls really easy. Trying to put it in idle. I think I'm going to take the carb apart again and make sure that the float's not stuck. So I decided that I would get rid of the dented float here, and I got this parts carb on the shelf that has a nice float in it. So I'm going to put this float in there and see if that helps us out. But when I did take the bowl off, there was some more rust goo in there. So I'm going to clean it out one more time, and we're going to slap it back together and try it again. All right, so the parts float is all rusted back here, so I don't want to use it. I remembered that I had a brand new float, the Sten's float, on my shelf, and it also has a new float gasket. So I'll take this used one out, and we'll put in a nice new one, and we'll put in the nice new float, and hopefully that gets us in business. It's telling me to call it quits for the day, I think. Being a jerk, huh? Alright, I gotta pack it in for the night. It's getting late. Ever have one of those moments when you wake up in the middle of the night and you think about how to solve a problem? So at like 2 in the morning, I was like, oh, you know, it just must not be sucking gas up from the bowl into the carb, because the bowl is full and the carb is totally dry. So I figured I'd take it apart again and I was in a rush to try to get it to do something and realized that I never really properly cleaned the area that sucks the gas out of the bowl up the tube into the carb. So let's check it out. Well, after multiple attempts of fixing this carb, I realized that it must be clogged in the center here. So I grabbed a guitar string, a good old PV 9000s unwound string, and I'm going to take that and push it in all the holes inside the carb and try to clean everything out nice. We'll give it a shot. What I realized looking at it is that there should be a hole that goes through the side right next to my finger. Looking at this parts carb, you see this hole there? It goes right through the center and right out the other side. That hole in this carb is totally plugged up on both sides. I think I'm going to take the float off and take this to the wire wheel and just wire wheel all the way around this thing and see if that will do the trick. All right, so I got my Dremel tool here. We're just going to clean it up a little bit. All right, the holes are already opening up. That's good news. Yeah, baby. Looks good. There's one spot on the side that I missed. I don't like running that brush very fast. I'm afraid it's gonna like self-destruct, but I can see right through the holes now, so I'm gonna spray some cleaner in there and we're gonna put it back together and see if it works now. All right, so I got it all cleaned out and blown out and guitar stringed and carb cleanered, and we're gonna put it back together now and see if we can't get it to suck gas up from the bowl. That was the problem. It wasn't sucking anything in from the bowl. The bowl was full of fuel, but no fuel was ever leaving the bowl and going into the cylinder.